Good morning, good morning, good morning. Kiss up to God. To God be the glory for all the wonderful works that He does. Thank you, God, for another do over. Thank you, God, for another day to get it right. Thank you, God, for life, health, and strength. Thank you, God, for our families and friends. Thank you, God, for that brand new grace and that brand new mercy that you give us every day. Thank you, God, for this beautiful day that we've never seen before. And God, if we have the opportunity to say, I'm sorry, allow us that opportunity because I'm sorry can restore and it can change a whole lot of things. It can recover a whole lot of things. Hi, my name is Jennifer Brooks. I am your Southern Belle. I have not been on in probably about a week because I just wanted God to do his thing with me. And sometimes you have to bad back and take that time for yourself. Take that time to gather data. That's what I'm talking about today. I do have a lot of content, but some of the content I don't think people are ready for. And I don't think I'm ready to bring it forth, and it might not come across the way that it's intended to on this podcast. Some things that I have, some of my content is that deep. So I'm trying to stay on the surface with some things because we are a complex people, We only want to hear certain things. We only want to listen to certain things. We don't want nobody telling us what to do. And that's not my purpose. My purpose is to inspire and motivate. Um, but I came on with data. You should um, do your research before starting anything, even before this podcast, because I just came live. I didn't do my research. I didn't collect data, and not realizing so many things I could have done different, especially like uploading shorts, which I've learned how to do as I came along with this, learning how to not just stay live but upload my videos to videos, because some people were saying I can't find it because I wasn't in the video, I was on the live. So some things before you jump in, do your research before you do anything. Just make sure that you try to gather as much information before committing to anything, especially relationships, jobs, anything. Because once you commit, sometimes you can't get out of it, or when you get out of it, it may cause a lot of hurt, harm, and damage to another person, to a business, to a community. Because once you commit, people are expecting you to be a person of your word, and that is so true. So but I'm talking more about dating because we're not dating anymore. I came on with a situationship, you know what I mean, things that are going on out there in the dating world. And I think a lot of times because we didn't gather enough data on that person before we started committing to them. So we're dealing with a lot of brokenness, a lot of hurt, and people don't want to date anymore because they are afraid. They don't understand the value of dating, and dating is gathering the necessary data on the other person, trying to find out who the person is before you commit, because through dating sometimes you'll know if this is your person. And we don't do that. We do situationships, and one other person has fallen for the other person. The other person that had no intentions on being with you long term. But when you're dating, you'll begin to gather data on the other person. I wrote down some of the things that I'm talking about. Take the time and make the investment to know the other person. Because if this is the person that you're planning on spending your life with, planning on having children with, planning on building a future with, you need to find out some things. Don't wait until you get into that commitment and then all of a sudden you're finding these things out. Men know when you are marriage material. So ladies, this is for you. They are collecting data on you, how you keep your house clean, how you treat your children, how you treat other people, how you're doing them, the things that you're doing for them while you're dating. That's why a lot of them are in situationships, because you're not showing them wife material. Think about it. They need that. They need to understand what they're getting into. I mean, same thing for men. Women are checking out if you're on time, when we're going out. If are you committed to, taking us places? Some men don't even show women. Some women, I'm not. It doesn't really matter to me. But are you showing her to your friends? Or is she on Facebook taking pictures with you? Things like that is important to ladies, because it's letting her know that you are calling her your lady. Not just hiding her behind the scenes and only going to a house when you need something. So all that's important. You need to see the difference in each other. Women also need to prepare to be a wife. You need to prepare yourself. If you do want this man to be your husband, I think I did a video on that. I know I did a video on men husband. Men need to be prepared to be husband, but women, you need to be prepared to be a wife also. The concept of dating has to, you have to embrace long time marriage ideas, because there will be seasons in a relationship when you have to relearn each other. You have to coexist in a relationship as a happy marriage. So it's two of y'all in this relationship now. You're gonna have to understand the other person's wants and needs, and they're gonna have to understand yours. Data should include like your family, how they treat their mothers, how they treat their siblings, how they treat each other. About that, what do they talk about their ex? How are they putting them down? All of that stuff you need to start looking at and realizing and understanding, because sometimes when they're talking bad about their ex, you might be an ex one day too, and they're gonna talk bad about you also. So all of that stuff is important. Dating is not premarital. It's all, you date all through your marriage. Once you get married, you don't stop dating. You don't get married and then you flop down and say, okay, we're married now. No, when you get married, it's good to date within the marriage. Have movie nights. Have nights that you're going out to dinner. Just don't get married and just sit there and think, okay, now we're married. Okay, now we're married. No, you keep dating. Like I say, you keep relearning each other. You keep dealing with each other. You have to be there for the long haul. Learn yourself to know who belongs in your life. Because if you know what you like and how you like it, and this person don't like what you like, I guess that's what they mean by evenly yoked in a sense. Because don't be with someone who don't like what you don't like. Don't be. Some people marry outside of, as they say, outside of their race, outside of their religion, outside of who they really are. And most of the time that does not work. Make sure that this is who you want in your life. Make sure things are as they appear. Don't rush into marriage until you get all the necessary data. Don't look at the surface. Don't look at that. Oh, he looks good. Oh, he can hang a suit. Oh, she's beautiful. Look at her hourglass figure. All that's shells. All that can change in the blink of an eye. All that can be destroy your looks. You can gain weight. He doesn't look good anymore. He's beginning to be bald. If you like a guy with hair, if you like, if you don't like a guy with beard, he might grow a beard. It's so many things that you're gonna have to know that comes with the relationship, or comes with the marriage, or comes with all of the stuff. Even a workplace, they give you a description of the job. Okay, you have to be able to do this, and that. And then once you get the job, they done threw something else in there. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this. And that famous line, if I would have known now if I would have known then what I know now, and a lot of times because we didn't collect the proper data, we didn't go out there and we didn't research before we got involved, before we got into these things. We just went with what we saw. We just went with the surface. We didn't worry about under the surface or what came with everything else. Even, you marry somebody with children. Oh, I'm going to be good to your child. And then you get married. Then you mistreat their children. How long you think that's going to last? Anything. You marry someone that's taking care of their elderly mother or elderly father. And then once you get married, you don't want to be bothered because it's too much of a hassle. You knew that going into it. So if you're going to go into something, collect all the data that you need and sit down and process it and see what comes first or see what you're willing to deal with or willing to put up with. Just don't go into it and then hurt the person after you have understood what the relationship involves. After you've gathered the necessary data to deal with the person, don't start dealing with them and then trying to back out. Don't commit to something that you're not ready to go full force with. I think that's why a lot of things are not working. A lot of things are being, I don't know, tossed aside or ignored or whatever because we have not collected the necessary data to deal with certain things. Thank you so much for joining me today. I can't even, it won't even let me see somebody's join. Oh, okay. Hi, how are you? You're joining me alive. Mwah. Oh, this person is always on. I appreciate you so much. Oh, thank you so much for coming on today with me, getting up in the wee hours of the morning with me. That's a blessing. I'll text you later. All right, thank you so much. My name is Jennifer Brooks. If you think anybody needs to hear this, please share. I appreciate it. And thank you for joining me today. I am your Southern Belle, and I am on the right road now. Y'all have a blessed day now. You hear? God bless.